Locked Up Sports Flash.
With your sports update, I'm Bob Walters. Yankees get another big pitching performance from Talion. 2-0 winners, 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. The newest Yankee, Matt Carpenter and Kiner Falefa with homers in that game. The Mets 8-6 winners. They almost blew a 7-0 lead, but they hold on to win 8-6. A big night from Alonso, 4 RBIs, Carrasco with the win, and Diaz the save. NBA playoffs game 6. Miami with a 94-91 lead, 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter of that one. Rangers game 6 tomorrow night, 8 o'clock from the Garden. Coming up next, it's Locked Up Sports on 365sportscast.com.
Everybody, this is Don LaGreca from the Michael K. Show. When it comes to talking sports, Bob Walters and Brett Grasso are the authority.
He took a home run away from Roland, trying to get back to first Edmonds. He's doubled off, and the inning is over. Andy Chavez saved the day. Anthony for 3. Bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied. Bing bong. Anthony for 3. Puts it in. Knicks by 1 with 8.2 remaining. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
They kick the Giants to the Super Bowl. Snap is good. Kick on its way. Engelbrecht, does it have the distance? It is good. Yes! Lawrence Tynes has kicked the Giants to the Super Bowl.
The Giants have won the Super Bowl. Can't wait.
When it comes to talking sports, they're the authority. It's Bob Walters and Brett Grasso. It's Locked Up Sports, and it starts now.
Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out, yeah. Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out.
Here we go. Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, Locked Up Sports, coming to you from the Brian Gunzel Studios. I'm Bob Walters. That's Brett Grasso. And before we start, we want to start with something serious because the other night we were on, or the other afternoon, on Tuesday afternoon it was, right?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday afternoon we were on. And, of course, as everybody has heard by now, the tragedy with the shooting in the school.
Uvalde, Texas.
19 children, two
teachers were
killed.
I think 17 were wounded, something.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need to go. Everybody's seen all the details.
Just
all
another
week.
one. Just another one, America. Just another one.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's just.
And we don't want to go too far into. We don't want to get too serious with the show. We have a good time with the show and everything. And the Celtics are
no,
making
but while
a big
we were
comeback,
on our show last week, something as terrible as that was happening. And it's echoed around the sports world. You've seen other people, coaches.
Steve Kerr had a press conference where he broke down. He's an emotional guy. He's done that a couple of times now.
He was really upset looking towards the politicians and those people to make changes, and he was more into like the gun stuff and trying to like everybody, he's trying to protect children. Everybody has their own opinions on how they're going to do that or why. We do our own. We can argue that all day, but I think what the main focus is we're looking to protect the children. Everybody's got the same goal in mind.
And I mean, I know you'd love to hear me get into it, but because you all know I would get into it for an hour. We'd never get this show finished, but we just figured we mentioned it. We want to throw it out there. It was sports is always involved. The Yankees and the Rays did a thing where on their Twitter they didn't even put anything up about the game last night. Not tonight, last night, and they just put up something about gun violence in America.
Other teams have followed suit and then started in their games and had dedicated time, because they have such a reach to so many people, specific obviously to sports, that at least they can take that platform and use it for whatever way they, see fit.
Yeah, it was happening. It actually happened during our show, I believe, right?
Because
we didn't see it, so I mean, we felt bad because I got home and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened.
Did you see Gabe Kapler, the San Francisco Giants manager? He's kind of like Steve Kerr, very upset about the whole situation, like all of us. But specifically says he's not going to come out and hasn't been coming out now for the national anthem. Kind of thinks, he says that it's something that until more things change, until specifically the government makes changes. He didn't say what. It's nothing to do with how or what. Just that we all need to come together. And until then, I guess he says he's not coming out, and he's not going to be for supposedly the foreseeable future. But
spare me your I don't care about he doesn't care about America garbage too, because he just doesn't care. It says nothing about America. It's about
I haven't. I'm sure we'll hear some more kickback about that tomorrow. I haven't even heard too much yet, but it's
I'll be voicing my opinion.
But the one good thing is, as we all have, in times of tragedy and when things go wrong, people look to sports. In a lot of ways, or sports can be a very healing thing for people, or at least even if it doesn't change anything, it just can take your mind off of things for the moment.
Sports is the toy shop.
Yeah, and listen. Me and you had been to a game that was very,
Piazza home run, 9/11.
After 9/11, we had tickets for months earlier for again it was a September 18th game or something like that.
No, I don't think we had tickets months earlier. I think we got tickets.
I had them.
Did you?
No, I had them. I had them for whatever it was, but we had them prior. And 9/11.
Field level. Great seats.
9/11 had happened, and as we all know, they had canceled the baseball games, and especially then in New York, up into for a few games, and they weren't sure when or if they were gonna come back and play those games. And it just so happened that the first game they had back was the game that we had tickets to. So me and Bob happened to be a couple rows off the field.
Yeah.
When Piazza hit, I don't know if that. Even I know. Listen, I'm waiting for Mets World Series and all the other things. But one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in person at a sporting event, which was very.
Yeah, it's right up
and
there.
I don't know. It is. It's such a different thing that I don't know if winning a World Series or something like that. It just compares on a different level of. It wasn't about like they won the game, or it wasn't about whatever.
Well,
it was just.
Well, that's the thing is. It was about that they won the game.
It was an important game.
It was a big game. They were making a run. They were coming back. The Braves looked like they. It
wasn't as much of a run as we like to say, but
no, it was.
They were back like 5 games, I think. At that point.
But I mean, he hit the home run.
But no, but
I remember it specifically.
But at that moment, it was that nobody knew it was okay. We were there in the crowd. You have to realize it was Liza Minnelli coming out for the first time and doing New York at the end.
What I remember about it was a classic Mets. Tie game, Mets classic, 8th inning, top of the 8th inning, blow it. Atlanta gets the lead. Edgardo Alfonso singles to lead the inning off, and then Piazza came up and he crushed it to center field.
Do you remember what I said to you right before?
I don't remember what you said. I remember the 2 girls. We had 2 cute girls that we were talking to, and they were into it, Brett. They were into hanging out with us and whatnot.
You're not lying
we went
about
so
that.
Crazy.
We went a little overboard where they were like, but what I said to you was, I was like, imagine he hits a home run right now.
I mean, I don't remember.
At least that's the way I remember it. That's the way I'm going to tell my
I guess
everybody forever. But
I predict a home run right here.
Do you remember, Bob? And I need you to back me up from now on.
And then he winked at me, and the
from
girls
now
were
on,
like, "What?
This is it." No, but seriously, like I think me and you were like half hugging and crying, like everybody else in the stands. But you're really not. You're not wrong that those girls were like they looked at us after because they didn't care, in the way that. But it really was.
And if you're out there, I mean.
But it makes you forget. Let me tell you, in that moment, even us right now, but seriously, when that happened, it was like the first time people were like, do you cheer? Do you feel happy about it? Do you whatever? And it was just a moment where just for a few minutes you forgot and all the other stuff.
Yeah, it's right up there. It's the best regular season game I ever went to.
Yep.
And the place, Shea Stadium wasn't even really, I don't think it was 100% sold out.
No.
But it was right. It was just as loud as I've ever heard it before. I mean, it was just as loud. I mean. It was crazy, but so we got through that. We just wanted to mention that because we didn't want you to think we were bad people and didn't even mention it. So we wanted to put that out there. Right now, Brett, we got Celtics making a comeback. This is right now going on. Right now is the best NBA game in a month. You got
no. Wait, remember you the other day? Terrible series, awful series. Nobody wants to watch the series. Now it's good. Now you're into it.
I mean,
This is
Game
it.
6, I'm into.
Not good enough. 99-99. 2 minutes left.
No, I'm into it. This is the first good play. I mean, come on. This was on, and it wasn't a close game in the first quarter.
But that's not what makes a series. What makes a series is how it works.
I disagree.
Game 6 and Game 7.
This was on its way to be.
You could have whatever blowouts in the first 5 games, and if Game 6 and Game 7 are epic games, where it went back and forth.
Yes.
It's just going to be known as this amazing epic series.
This was on its way to being the worst 7-game series
right.
in the
and
history.
It's funny because you were right. Like I even
sports.
watched the other games, and since you
Awful.
said that, and I was like, I watched the other
games.
game, and I was like, oh, Bob's right.
It was just one side. They would just blow out they were just blowing each other out back and forth.
I couldn't even watch it.
But locally, let's start with the Rangers. We'll get to the Mets and Yankees, both with good wins tonight. But the Rangers last night, and I'll tell you, I was very disappointed with the Rangers last night. I don't know how you can go from how they played, how they looked in Game 4, which was basically a domination up until maybe the last 10 minutes of the third period, and then come out and lay an egg like they did last night. I mean, they gave up a power play goal, they gave up a shorthanded goal, they gave up a breakaway goal, and it was just breakdowns all over the ice. The Rangers, Trouba, who I like Trouba's a good player, but he made a big mistake on the power play. He tried to carry the puck into the net. Listen,
it was so bad.
Get it. Don't stop stick handling at the blue line. Get the puck deep and go get it. You have an extra guy on the ice. Get the puck deep. You got to enter. The way they enter the zone, a lot of times it's just terrible. Another bad game by Panarin, and you can only.
He had a couple opportunities at points where he just again wasn't putting it on net. He was actually just trying to like make moves and
I mean they were in the game. It was. When it was 2-1, the Rangers got a goal to tie it, and it was called back on an offside. And I heard people saying, "How come we never get these calls?" This and that. He was offside. He was offside by a foot, maybe a foot and a half.
Wasn't it like where the puck almost entered though, coming
the
through
puck,
from
the puck entered the zone. There was already a Ranger in the zone.
Right,
so he was trying to get out of the zone, and the puck came in. And if the Ranger didn't, I don't know who it was.
Like it came in off of the.
If he didn't touch it while it was in the zone, then it would have been just a delayed offside. They could have touched up and they could have went with the puck. But he touched the puck.
No,
it was
listen,
offside.
it was those power. First of all, when they went up 1-0, right?
The Rangers. Carolina went up 1-0. Then the Rangers tied it. Zibanejad tied it on the power play.
Once they tied it, and then on that shorthanded goal was just.
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean the shorthanded goals. Come on with these shorthanded goals. What are we doing?
It puts them. They're actually scared. They look scared to be on the power play by the second one because they were like, they've given up how many shorthanded goals at this point?
I think it's 2 or 3 in the playoffs. But I mean, come on with shorthanded goals. What are you doing? And when you're on the power play, don't stick handle at the blue line. Like it's something they teach you very early. Like before you're in like 10, 11 years old, you don't stick handle at the blue line, especially on the power play. Get it deep. 2 passes, get it deep, go get it. You got an extra guy. Put 2 guys down low, get them in there, and get the puck, go fight for it. And then when they try to clear it, you have a guy at the point that can stop it, and now you set your power play up. So just Miami 5-point lead, minute 25 to go. But I fully expect the Rangers to win tomorrow night. They get Game 6 tomorrow night. I fully expect them to win it.
Well, the series hasn't even started yet, according to you.
They've
right?
They've held serve. They've held serve.
The problem is.
Sometimes
nobody's losing. Carolina's not losing at home. I mean, they have to. I mean, so the Rangers got to obviously protect their home ice, take it back to Game 7, but you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, can you beat them? I mean, look, you could look at it 2 ways.
Game 7's different. Anybody can go.
You could look at it 2 ways. You could look at it as Carolina's not, they can't lose. Nobody's beating them at home.
Yeah.
And you could also look at it as, look, they're due for a loss at home.
Totally do.
So it's
Shesterkin's due for a good day in the net.
Shesterkin was good last night, but you can only how much are you gonna have put on his shoulders?
No, he had 1 or 2 where he didn't even put up a fight versus
He let up a breakaway goal where the guy
but he
made a deke. He put it to the 5-hole. It is what it is. And then the shorthanded goal, he didn't stand much of a chance either. The Rangers had no sustained pressure.
Yeah, well, that pass where he passed it right over the defenseman and just hopped it over him instead of sliding. It was unbelievable pass.
Great pass. That was the first
sick.
goal. That was the shorthanded goal.
At first, you'd see it like, oh, how did he get it under him?
And then
they go back to it and he did it. It's not even like it just happened.
No.
So perfectly
it's
planned.
Such a hard
and it
pass.
was the pass was actually pretty hard, and it was a one hopper, and he just whacked.
It's a very
that one's
tough
not
play.
on him.
When you put it, when you kind of loft it over the defenseman's stick, and he just landed it perfectly on the blade. And listen, he didn't stand a chance on that.
No, that one. No.
But you can't be giving up 2-on-1s when you have a power play like that.
They've been giving up just these easy penalties too, and you got to take advantage of them. They've been these soft penalties of guys, that honestly the Rangers have been doing it also, but they haven't been taking advantage. Forget about taking advantage; it's been the opposite. But
I'm not going to say they're done because look, we've been
They're
here
not
before.
done.
The Rangers have played their best hockey with their backs against the wall in this playoff. They've won road games. They won that road game 6 in Pittsburgh. Like I said again, I fully expect them to win tomorrow, and I fully expect this thing to go. And it's going to be a Memorial Day Monday, Game 7, and
Game
just
seven,
go
Memorial
steal
Day
one.
Monday.
Go steal one. Go in there and go to Carolina and steal one.
I think all bets are off once you get to Game 7 anywhere.
Carolina's
it's a little
earned it.
different, and I mean,
Carolina earned the Game 7
you know
at
what it
home. They
is?
won the Metropolitan.
Yeah, but they can all, it really comes down to, again, we talked about this in each one. It comes down to one guy. If you can forget about all the rest of it, no, we got to do this, we got to do that. As long as Shesterkin just comes through and can let up something, 1 goal, 2 goals. If he does that, then you can't. You can only blame yourselves if you lose at that point.
And let's
because if
be
you don't
real,
get the goals at that point, then
you're going up against Andy Ranta, and it's Andy Ranta. Come on,
Yeah.
We know him, Ranger fans. We know him. We know what he does. We know what he really is. I mean, he's playing well. He's never played the playoffs before. He was our backup for 3-4 years. He was average at best. At best, he was average. When you saw him in net, you're like, ugh. They're giving Lundqvist the night off, but yeah. I mean, it was one of those deals. So,
no chance of going to the game.
no, I'm not gonna go tomorrow. I got work. I got work tomorrow. So I mean, I'd be getting out of work.
There's a good excuse.
I listen. I got up at 4:00 this morning. I went to work. I immediately came here after work. I'm immediately going back, and I'm going back to work at 6 in the morning.
No, everybody, we all thank you.
I'll probably be there at 7. We're looking at like 7. If whoever I'm relieving is listening, it's looking at like 7 o'clock. So let's be cool with that.
All the inmates up watching the basketball game right now.
Yeah, they're all listening to the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, they're not. They don't get. They get late night in the They get late night for the finals, which is kind of.
Gotta behave.
Yeah, listen, they give them late night, but they don't let them stay out till like midnight.
Oh yeah.
Which is even worse. They let them watch the first half, and they're like, "All right, you're on the lock in."
So you can like see the TVs like kind of from the cell.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they do the right thing, I'll let them stay up.
That's nice.
Listen, so, you do the right thing by me, and you can watch the game because I want to watch the game too. So that's the way that goes. So before I get myself in trouble here at work for saying something, I mean. That's not bad, but
not yet.
So here we go. So it looks like this one's going 7, Brett. Where we got a 107-101 6-point lead for Miami. I believe they got the ball.
You still going to try and cover that bet?
Under a minute? No.
Probably not. What do you need? You just need Boston to score 12, 13 points in the last 39 seconds?
I'm laying 7.5.
Oh, yeah. You got it. You just got to push for overtime. You need
the Mets.
Just need 2 threes.
The Mets, after I would say a mediocre West Coast trip, but listen, West Coast trips are where Mets seasons go to die. So I'll take a mediocre
that's
West
what you
Coast
want
trip.
out of that.
No problem.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. They played all right. They still got the 7, 8, 9 game lead. They came out tonight. Alonso, again, killing it. 4 RBIs, big 3-run homer.
Yeah.
Mets had a 7-0 lead on my way here. 10 exits later, it's 7-6.
And Carrasco pitched a great game. They honestly, I don't know if they left him in too long and he had left the runners on base, or if they didn't leave him in long enough, because once they yanked him, it was 3-run home run time, and it was down to 7-6, I believe.
He
by
was
the time
starting
the inning ended.
he was starting to get himself into trouble, but
No, I thought he was. I would have
5 in 5 innings is what they go
with
down.
that lead. I let him finish, but they were, they had it.
Yeah, but the way they look at it is with that lead, let's get him out. We're going to need him more innings.
Yeah, I understand. No,
he ate up
definitely.
5-6 innings
yeah,
already.
what's the worst that can happen? A 3-run home run?
Yeah, 3-run home run, and then bam, 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 another 3 more runs, and before you know it, it's 7-6. And again, then the Mets got to run 8-6. And Diaz held on in the 9th.
Yeah, no, he saves that. He's going to save the bad ones for the playoffs.
Yeah,
he doesn't. This is regular season. He's going to be like the golden boy all year. Don't you worry.
I said, listen. How great has Diaz
thrives.
been?
No pressure. Like middle of the year. Like what? What's the worst that happens?
He's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
He's going to be miserable in the playoffs.
I'm so nervous already.
But that don't
forget it. I'm not even. I'm nervous about another year without the playoffs. That's what I'm nervous about.
I'm nervous that somebody actually bet the house on Golden State in Game 4, like I had told everybody to do.
Yep. Golden State, Game 4, good pick. And I was like,
Well, all you do is take the opposite of me, and then
well, that's
doesn't make you this big sports prognosticator or anything. It's not that hard to do. I'm guessing more people made money than lost money.
Yeah,
off of my prediction.
Well, they showed you the next game was the game to bet Golden State. Because Golden State just went and ran right over them after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you knew they weren't coming back to win the series. You knew that series was not. I would say that was a non-competitive series as it was. I mean, Golden State's clearly the best team.
Definitely.
They're going to be rested here. Whoever comes out of this thing is going to be, after 7 games, I want to say hard fought, but was it really? Because most of these games were over by halftime, Brett. Really, they were most of the games. 5 out of the 6 so far have been over
I'm
by halftime.
That's half their problem. They're going to be Jason Tatum. They're a little banged up. Is the problem? Everybody's a little banged up. So if Jason Tatum goes in there or Marcus Smart and all, they're a little banged up. It's going to be a long series. You have to play in 7. Game 7 is going to be tough. Jimmy Butler's because right knee's all hurt. So no matter what happens, either one of these teams are going to go limping in.
I like Boston.
I like Boston too, but I like Boston tonight. Not 7.5 like them.
No, yeah, it was too much.
But now, I mean,
don't not dead yet here, Brett. Celtics with the ball down 4, 15 seconds to go.
To the hoop. Oh, and he doesn't make it.
They call the foul. They call the block.
Blocking foul. All right. Well, they still got a ways to go. But
because ESPN spent billions of dollars, we cannot give you the play-by-play.
No.
I don't want to be getting in trouble here, bro.
But honestly, anybody on their home court in Game 7, you're gonna say that you don't think? What do you think the line's gonna be? Almost 2 points to Miami, -2.
Yeah, 3.5,
right.
Something like that.
It's a hard time betting against Miami. And honestly,
that's a bad call. That was a charge. He beat him to the spot. He was outside the restricted area. That's a charge.
He wasn't moving. Yeah.
I think it's good. Listen, and Golden State. It just feels like 5 years ago.
But
Golden State.
Both of these teams are who's going to go out and make the threes. If Miami goes out and shoots, they obviously went out and shot the lights out today.
My money's on Golden State making the threes.
No, forget about Golden. That's who's going to win the championship. More who's going to win Game 7.
Game 7. Yeah, I think.
We know who's going to win the championship. That's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a 5. I think you know what? I think Boston would give them a better series than Miami. I think if Miami wins this thing in 7, I think Golden State in 5.
Boston's a better series. Boston's a better series. Jason Tatum, the guy's 24 years old. He's going to be a beast for the next decade.
Oh, they're reviewing it. You know what? And Boston, it's good to have Boston in it anyway. Oh, they reversed it.
It comes out to them getting healthy, like Marcus Smart.
And Boston, Boston's NBA royalty. Boston's NBA royalty. Yeah. So anytime you have the Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks, if that ever happens, or the Bulls, something like that in there. Mostly the Lakers, the Celtics, and then if they could get a New York team in there. Forget about the Nets, though. Nobody cares if the Nets are in there.
No.
They had some, the tickets were somewhat kind of a hot ticket this year, but nobody cares. So now back to the baseball. The Yankees. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Alonso, because Alonso. Again tonight.
Let me tell you.
4 RBIs.
People were talking last week. I think it was Keith Hernandez started saying, legitimate MVP candidate. And I kind of laughed it off. And he's just gotten hotter since. And the guy just, and it's typically you'd be like, he's hit, kind of like Judge, like hit 17 home runs. But no, the guy's, he's getting there. He's got what?
40-something RBIs, right? 45, 46 RBIs.
Yeah, 45 RBIs. I mean, he's hit 12 home runs.
He's played a good first base, too.
He made a great play tonight. Great play tonight. That actually would have, if you look back, they were up pretty big when he made that. I was
on my way here. So
they were up pretty big when he made that play. But if he doesn't make that play, they probably end up losing the game based on them, them scoring runs like they did later.
Because I didn't hear it.
It was first and second. And there was a ball down the line over first base, and he absolutely just nailed it on a hop and then flipped it. Perfect. Okay. So it ended up being second and third with 2 outs as opposed to bases loaded or 1 run scoring at least. And nobody out.
And credit to Alonso, because you know what? He wasn't a great first baseman. He wasn't a great defensive first baseman when he came into the league. And he doesn't get the credit. He worked on it. He works hard on his defense. He works on the defense. He's always said...
Well, he embraces it, too. He doesn't want to DH.
That he wants to be a good...
He's like, no, I don't want to DH. And they're making a DH. And they're trying to get... Dom Smith is playing time.
Well, they're trying... I think they're showcasing... This bullpen is clearly needs help.
Yeah.
The pitching staff is going to get worn thin. They've been carrying the extra pitcher, which they're allowed to until I believe June. DeGrom was throwing today.
DeGrom. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Big news. Yeah. DeGrom threw off of flat ground today. So that's our big DeGrom update.
DeGrom had to catch. They're talking about June.
Yeah,
but if he gets back before the All-Star game, I'd take it.
I quote DeGrom, no pain.
He doesn't have pain before he goes out. He comes out of the game and he's like, no pain. And then they're
throwing a baseball caused me no pain.
They'll go, how did your arm feel? Well, that feels great. And then all of a sudden they truck him off to an MRI after that press conference.
So he's level 1. We got level 2. McGill is throwing off of a mound today.
And Jankowski's out too. He broke a bone. He's out 6 to 8 weeks.
We don't need his fingers. We need his legs. I mean, who needs his finger?
Listen.
What are we going to do with Jankowski's fingers?
They're falling. Listen, the Mets are falling apart.
Put him on second base with a runner in scoring position. You don't take the DL. You don't go out.
The Mets are falling apart physically, which is par for the course. But they still got a lead. They're still winning baseball games. They win. What they have it was like a 500 road trip or something, right? Maybe one game under. Yeah. And I'll take that. Like I said,
they're going back out to the West Coast again.
Well, yeah, they do 2 of them. Yeah, West Coast trips.
No, they're shooting back out there in like 5 days.
Oh, are they? Okay. I thought this was a longer homestand.
6-game homes, something like that. Six games, and they're bouncing. But just a quick trip.
West Coast is where Mets seasons go to die forever. It's been like that forever. They'll be kind of hanging on, and then they just nosedive into the West Coast. Yeah, and it's over. They come back. They'll have like 2 and 8 road trips.
Yeah, but our second best picture back then was like Anthony Young, and
he lost 19, 20 in a row.
I was there.
Oh, you were there for the
clincher. I was in the picnic area for the clincher, and he that's
not above the Piazza.
It goes Anthony Young, Endy Chavez catch, Piazza, 9/11 home run.
Okay, I mean it's sad that like the end, the one of our big moments is a loss,
or the Harvey comes out in the 9th. We can squeeze that in.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I mean, listen.
Or how about
one day it'll happen for us. One day.
Well, we got another one. Todd Zeal home run. Bobby Jones, who let the dogs out year.
Yep.
Come on, you remember that?
The Mets out,
do you remember the end of that game? Do you remember us leaving that game? The buses.
Yeah.
This is like
we parked on the Grand Central.
So listen, I know it doesn't happen too often, but every decade or so the Mets make the playoffs, and when they do, everybody goes, and it's packed, and you can't park, and we're like,
everybody.
It's amazing, right?
They sell tickets.
Crazy stuff. But nobody's really a fan. It's just a whole bunch of bandwagon fans. But so they had to like bus us out from like the tennis center, and so when you leave the game, it was Shea too.
Yeah, but we always parked over there because we were kids. We didn't have any money.
I feel like we were further though this time. Yeah, anyway, so they have like these shuttle buses, and we do you remember us? We skipped the whole line, and people were like losing their minds on us on the shuttle buses.
I'm sure we were jerks about it. I mean, we were kids. We were jerks about it.
Classic.
But so that's what's going on with the Mets. The big story is, you can make
second
fun of it all.
Team in New York.
You can make fun of it all you want. The big story, DeGrom is throwing the baseball. It looks like he's going to be like, we get DeGrom and Scherzer back to back, and we still have a 7-8 game lead. I'm happy about that.
Let's just not let DeGrom throw the baseball and he can't get hurt.
How about the Rangers win 2 games and we don't really get into the Mets until another month or so, and then they come back. How about that?
And neither one of those teams are the best team in New York right now.
No, and it kills again. It's ever since I said the Yankees were trending downward.
Yeah,
they've lost like 8 games.
Well, yeah, you've turned. Yeah, since then, Nestor Cortez is a Cy Young candidate.
Yep,
and Aaron Judge is probably easy MVP winner if it was the season ended today after 47 games.
Remember we were talking about how bad Judge was doing?
Oh, I know.
That doesn't even seem that long ago.
Listen, all I know is Nestor Cortez, he's pitched 9 games. He's 4-1, 1.70 ERA, and 61 strikeouts. In 9 games, those 61 strikeouts are more than 25% of the strikeouts he's had in his whole career. It's like he's obliterating anything he's ever even touched.
And of course, they pick up Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
home run to he got a big base hit. Yes, was it yesterday? He got come at the fourth at bat as a Yankee tonight. Home run,
Yeah.
kind of for home. The
And he's
light
the one
hitting.
who everybody was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's gonna." Yeah,
Remember the grief I caught for calling him a light hitting Ray
and I looked
Ordonez?
up.
Well,
yeah,
now here we
I
go.
looked up some stats. I was like, I think he's gonna be a little better than people think. We can even look back on that and more of your
And then you get Talion
future
tonight.
predictions.
8 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts against the Rays in Tampa. Plays where the Yankees notoriously don't play well.
You know what the funny part is? What's going to happen in the playoffs? What do you do when it comes down to who starts game one? It's going to be Cole, no matter what. So he's going to get the extra games and game sevens and all that stuff. And what if he's not? Is he Garrett Cole? Did the Yankees say, we pitch Garrett Cole no matter what?
They're going to because
what if
that's
he
what
doesn't?
they've done.
No, but
They've
what if
always
he's
done.
their fourth best pitcher this year?
To me?
No,
Well,
what do you do?
me, I don't pitch him then.
Typically, it doesn't work that way. Like a guy like Garrett Cole, typically, like even if Nestor Cortez is having the year he's having,
Yeah,
Cole's like right
you know
there.
what? Yeah, I still
Again,
go
Cole
with
might
Cole.
step up. We don't know, but I'm saying, do you listen? You're saying now in a 7-game series, who's getting that ball on the first and last day?
Well, I mean, that's what you say. You're going to go with who's the. I mean, clearly, Nestor Cortez is not the pitcher that Garrett Cole is.
What if he is this year?
Overall.
But what if he is this year?
That's your problem.
And what if this year you go, oh my God, I know Nestor Cortez is going to win.
That's your
like
question.
I am 100% positive, like 90% positive when he goes out there, he's going to win.
10%. You were just 100%.
I don't want to be ridiculous. Seriously, there's certain guys when you put them out there. When Verlander pitched in that block of years in the play, you knew there wasn't going to be a loss because of Verlander. You might lose 1-0.
And first of all, Verlander's going to win another Cy Young.
Right, but
This year.
But there's just that group. Like, if Nestor Cortez is having that year, and all of a sudden in the first, Garrett Cole has a bad game 1, and it's now whatever. You make it through that first round series. Now you go into the second series. You had 2 bad starts from Cole, something like that. You made it through.
Okay,
Nestor Cortez proved himself.
If you had 2 bad
but you
starts
start
the first
bumping him
season.
and moving stuff, and now he's not your starter in Game 7. And how do you listen? The Mets are gonna may have the exact same scenario happen for them.
Except we got another.
We might have any of these guys out there. What do you mean?
Yeah, but we have DeGrom and Scherzer. I would probably go with Scherzer.
What if DeGrom isn't pitching well this year? But same concept.
No,
do you
'cause
do it
Scherzer's
based on
Scherzer's an
either one of
all-time
them?
great.
See, both of them are name recognition.
They're
So
Hall
it
of
doesn't make a
Famers.
difference which guy you put in terms of this guy's got the history. You're not saying let's put a rookie up there. It'd be more if McGill was having this Cy Young year,
Yes.
and the other 2 guys were playing mediocre, and you go, oh my God, we're gonna give McGill 1 start in the series.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to go, no, he's guaranteed. Same thing with Cortez. You're going to give Cortez guaranteed 1 or 2 when you could have had him for the third. It's a very tough decision
I don't
for
think
teams
it's as tough as you think it is. You would be okay
I'm
with them putting.
I'm talking. Listen, if they're all pitching well, there's no decision to be made.
Okay,
It's
let's
gonna
say
be.
let's say Scherzer's pitching terrible. He's
Yeah.
lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
He's got an 80 ERA in those 5 starts, and going into the playoffs, you're not starting him. You're going to start
no
Walker.
No, see that's the thing is since
Over
he's a
a
veteran,
first
I'm always
ballot
pitching
Hall of
Scherzer.
Famer?
No, since it's Scherzer, I'm always
Okay.
going to do it.
But
But
Cole
if it's
is not
Nestor,
Scherzer.
but if it's Nestor but if it's a difference of Nestor Cortez versus someone like Cole, it's a little bit of a tougher decision to say we don't even know if this guy, as you push a guy that's new into that situation, we know what we're getting at a Scherzer if you put him in any spot. Doesn't mean it's going to be good. It's just
What
going
do
to
you
be
mean?
Scherzer.
I just gave you a situation where he with 80 ERA, lost 5 consecutive starts.
Okay, 80 ERA, 5 consecutive starts. You really do have to consider: are you going to put out a guy
I think
who's?
you're crazy. You go because you go. I'm not
I know,
going. You got to go answer the questions about why Scherzer didn't.
Of course
pitch
not.
in this game.
But if that happened and it's your third, that didn't happen. If you're in the second round of the play, you're not having Scherzer drop, 3 starts at that point.
I
Just
mean,
not
at this
happening.
point, listen. At this point, where
But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a crazy summer. It's
gonna be a good summer. I think.
Listen, you have 2 legitimate MVP candidates. Judge more so than Alonso, I think, and I don't think Alonso's gonna be able to keep up. I mean, I don't think he's gonna have 160 RBIs. Maybe I'm wrong. But he's on pace for 150 something now. Judge is on pace for 100 home runs or so.
What is Alonso on pace for?
Somewhere between 500 and 1,000 RBIs.
150.
150 something.
He's not going to get 150 RBIs.
I know he's not getting 150. He's getting 160.
But if he 150.
160.
Listen, if he get 120,
No,
That'd be great.
We're gonna give him a couple days off in August, so he'll probably get.
And listen, the MVP in the American League is going to come from the Angels.
Nobody even watches anything west of the Mississippi, Bob, unless a New York team goes there.
I didn't even watch the Mets and the Giants games this week.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I feel bad. You know what I felt bad for? I woke up after not watching the end of that Mets game where they lost like 13-12.
Yes.
They came back and went up
25
12-11.
runs. Yeah,
whatever it was. And all I thought to myself was, I'm so glad I went to bed, because anybody who had to get suffer through those games and it's like 2 a.m. and they just lost a brutal 13-12, and it's like it's May, and does it really matter?
I mean, it doesn't.
I'm into listen. I'll watch, but it's worse if when you lose it like that. You're all excited at 1 a.m.
So we got what else we got? You know what I was looking at earlier today, that I wanted to bring up. Have you seen the because we don't do much college here, the argument with Nick Saban?
Oh yeah.
And the Texas A&M coach.
Yep.
And he bought the team. Listen, they've been buying the teams forever, first of all.
Well, and you know what, it's all about the NIL
but now it's gotten ridiculous.
No, you know what happened?
It's supposed to be about they're supposed to make their names being in the video games and they want to go sign some autographs.
That's what Texas A&M
now you
did.
got the boosters running in and throwing them all millions of dollars.
No, but that's what they said is they go, okay, we have all this free money, and they said, instead of you saying we're just going to share your name and likeness, we're going to buy it. The school said, no problem. No problem. We're the ones who will give you the money for that name and likeness. And they're literally giving them a contract. Like, they're giving them a cash contract to come play college football.
But there's a lot of money. Now, here's the thing. Ready? Now, let's say you give a high school, let's say Texas A&M, because they have more money. There's more money in Texas. It just is what it is. In the Texas A&M.
Yep.
So let's say Texas A&M signs a player out of high school, right? They sign him. They give him $2 million, right? The boosters, whatever it is.
Yep.
They give him $2 million. He blows out his knee. First week of summer camp.
Yep.
And then he doesn't play. And he gets an offer next year from another school. He gets the $1 million from another school he goes and plays. You just wasted that $2 million. The kid never played a game because he enters the transfer portal. You have to realize, and then he's out.
Bob, this is oil company money, Texas A&M. Those guys don't care at all. All they want to do, they have all the free money in the world.
They just want to beat Alabama. They have more money than Alabama.
Yes, you're talking about, listen, you could just take their top 5 boosters and they could cover it all. And guess what? They got 500 more behind them. That's how serious these guys are. They got nothing else to do. Let me tell you, this is how their weekends go. Saturday, college football, Sunday, church. That's it. The rest of their lives.
And spare me your pity party there, Saban, too.
Oh,
all it is
he's
now
mad he doesn't have the money.
He's pissed because they don't have the money.
He's been rigging it his whole life. He's been the biggest scoundrel in all of college sports. And Jimbo Fisher from Texas A&M came and called him back out on it and says, listen, if you had the opportunity, you do the same thing.
And none of these guys can coach NFL because he went to the Dolphins and tanked the Dolphins.
The players deserve it. The players are going to play professional football on the college level.
Yeah, but they're
that's what it is. It's always been that, and they've been. I'm sorry, it's been a portal for a minute amount of people to go to the NFL, and of those guys, a very small number of them even had a year of decent NFL experience that ended up working out for them.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying that. These are kids in the prime of their lives that are at the best, most elite of their sport, and some of which, listen, all of them. You're in the top 5% of high school athletes to go into.
You're probably D1 not going to the NFL if you play at Alabama.
9% of them aren't going to play professional athlete sports. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like 99%.
These guys are making money. For every dollar they give these kids, they're making 100. And I'm not talking about the volleyball kids and the whatever, but let me tell you, whoever's got a big enough program, I don't care what it is, if, it's typically football, but any of those programs,
basketball.
But even the other ones are bigger now. The baseballs, and they have, listen, there's different stuff going on in this world. There's a bigger reach and social media and everything else where there is a lot more money going around. And guess what?
And the NCAA
These
is
kids
crumbling.
shouldn't be poor. You shouldn't have to be going out and worrying about where you're going to eat and what you're going to do or going to scrounge up a job. You should be out there working your tail off to be the best athlete you can all summer.
The problem is the NCAA also always took it too far with the money. Like the kid's father dies, and he can't get back for the funeral.
Oh, yeah.
And the coach buys him a plane ticket. Now the program's
They realized that they were
trouble.
in trouble. They all realized they were all in trouble once and so that's why they opened up the college transfer portal.
But that part I like about it, because screw the NCAA.
Of course.
The NCAA is
because it's all about opportunity. And now you're
thing.
building smaller programs with guys who actually got
They're
talent.
not building anything. Because as soon as the guy gets a better offer, he's going to another school.
No, it is, but there are other schools that it's working out. Like you come into Ohio State, you find out when you get there, you think you're going to be the best quarterback. You find out you're never even going to play the field, but you got all this training for a year or 2 years while you're there, and you can go transfer to a lesser school that still might put you into the opportunity of becoming a quarterback. You never even saw the field. You have no chance at the NFL. But if you go play for a lesser school, let me tell you, you go look at the guys this year, Malik Willis and guys like that, they went and transferred to other schools that gave them a shot and put them on the field. If you don't get on the field, you don't play.
You play for Ohio State, you take them to a bowl game, you play real good. Texas A&M swoops in at the end of the year and says, how much they paying you for your likeness?
Yeah.
We'll give you 1.3 million.
Yeah.
We'll give you $3 million.
No.
And now you go play for A&M. And you're $3 million. The kid's got $3 million.
Right.
Now I don't blame him. I did this.
right.
I don't blame him at all. Because you take the money.
Then you got Notre Dame. They're like, you want to come on over. You like theology? You want to take theology classes? We got no. Listen, we
Notre
got
Dame is that.
Come on
Notre Dame
over.
hasn't been Notre Dame in a long time.
Come on over. You like cold winters and theology? It's going to be a great time.
They all want to play for the SEC.
Good
I don't
luck.
blame them. But and another football thing is Colin Kaepernick is getting a workout with
The Raiders. He had it. He had it
he
yesterday.
had it yesterday. He had it
great.
yesterday.
Went great. They said great arm strength.
They have
great,
to say that.
Great conditioning.
Do you think he's going to get?
They also didn't mention it to David Carr,
Listen,
and they were like, "Yeah, because he doesn't
I
have
think
anything."
this is. I think
Sham?
it's a setup kind of because now he's clearly not as good. He's been out of the league for how many years? He's older
6.
now. He's older now,
6.
right? How old is he?
6 years old.
He's older now. He's not going to be the quarterback. He was never a great quarterback, but he was good enough to play in the league, and he should have been in the league. I'd take him on the Giants tomorrow.
He would win more games than Daniel Jones. I mean, you need more practice to get there. Like, it'd probably be
But
equal.
he's not going to be the quarterback he could have been.
No.
And now they're letting him. Now they're saying, "Oh, hey, come on for the."
You don't think this is like them trying to play nice after their whole Gruden screw up last year and trying to save a little bit of face? And
there's no black coaches, and then they hire you. There's one black coach in the league, and he was given the job by the Tampa coach. And
what if there is no like real opportunity for Kaepernick? Like it.
Take it.
But what if this wasn't like? What if the coach knows like there was no chance? We're just trying to work him out, which is kind of what he said. Like we're just working him out to see where he's at.
Okay, you work him out to see where he's at. But if he's good enough, then he should be on the team. Why would he not be on the team if he's not good enough? I don't know how good he is anymore.
It seems to me that it was a little bit self-serving by the Raiders, which is why you're a team you're going to go shop for anybody.
Look over here. We're not racist.
Right.
We're not racist.
And listen, it's a new head coach, and it's not a new regime.
You know what? I hope he gets a job, and I hope he kneels down, because you know what? Screw all these people. Forget that.
Well, yeah, they don't. Yeah. Well, listen, that's
what
comes with them. They know what comes with him.
What the hell are these teams doing? Look at some of these quarterbacks around the league.
Let me tell you, in the past, there are some teams that didn't take him that have had much worse quarterbacks.
And again,
you said, it's been too long.
We don't want to deal with the controversy. You know what? As soon as he starts winning games, a lot of those people who are against him because he takes a knee or whatever, they're all of a sudden going to start cheering and rooting for him. Because when you start winning games, they don't care if you're black, green, yellow, orange. Nobody cares. And the owners don't care either at that point because the money's coming in that screen.
You're losing a chunk of fans. He's a different level in terms of there's a fan base. I'm telling you, there is a
How many people stopped watching the NFL? How many people? I'm not done with the NFL.
Listen,
you hear that every year.
There is a chunk of every NFL team's fan base that if they brought Colin Kaepernick in and started him as quarterback, there is a number. It is more than zero.
More than zero. Okay.
More than zero, and probably closer to like 10% that could very well no longer be fans, at least while he's on the team.
I disagree with that. I think you're completely wrong.
You don't think this is
Okay,
a
so
slightly?
let's say-
you haven't seen a very conservative part of our country at all.
You don't think he starts
Who's
winning
very
games?
It's just him. I'm not talking about anybody else who's kneeled or anything like that. I'm talking about him specifically. Is a very very controversial figure to people. And it may not be to you. It may not be to me.
No, he's not to me. But that's irrelevant because.
But to other people, they are a very strong opinion
That's
about
fine.
Colin Kaepernick. And if you don't think that that's like they are serious, they're serious about. There are people who left and don't watch the NFL or don't watch other. There are.
They get very.
I know people who no longer pay attention at all.
No,
it's in the background of their life because it's the background of all of their lives.
So
but
is
they
it
are.
just what are they?
They walked away. They were like, they were on the fringe. We're big baseball fans. These people were fringe fans. And they're listen, the majority of people who are watching these games are us. That's great. But there is so many more fans that are like into it when it's cool and it's going well and there's a lot of home runs and anything that's like on the edge that they're like, oh, I don't like that. They grasp right on and they listen. You're right. A very small amount. Of people,
of the 10
but there's
top,
a chunk.
8 of the
and
10.
That's why he didn't get his shot. They were scared of alienating fan bases beyond it. There was a deeper level with the NFL owners and everything else to it, and he should have had opportunities.
Is it 0? No. But 8 of the 10 top television shows every year, including the couple years that you're talking about when people are like, good, people. I don't know people. I know people that say, I'm done with the NFL. I'm not watching the NFL. I'm not doing this. And you know what? They're watching the NFL. They're watching the game. They're watching Monday Night Football.
This is the thing. Of those people you lost, I think the ratings would be through the roof for any game he actually was playing in and starting in.
Ratings are through the roof. And you can throw in
I think it would
Colts.
Of people who don't want to.
No, the ratings are through the roof.
I'm saying if he was there, I'm saying the ratings would be actually improved. There's still going to be a chunk of your fan base who walk away, not buy your jerseys, not do that. You're going to get more viewership.
I think after the first 5 minutes, nobody cares.
No, I just...
There might be some people who watch to see him throw
more
4
people
picks.
will watch, but your core fan base, you will lose a very small amount of people. And they're very specific.
Core fan base? Do you think people who are fans, like a real fan, is not going to watch the game? Of like a core fan base? Yeah, I mean, the guy who sits there and can't tell you what pass interference is might not watch.
If you spent the last 6 years being 100% anti-Colin Kaepernick, yeah, that's your thing. There's people who that's their thing, Bob. That's what they're into. Is being anti that. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But if you think that everybody's going to say, you know what, forget it.
What a stupid thing to be. Anti-Colin Kaepernick?
No.
Whatever you got to be.
Listen, that's people. Everybody's got their own opinions on everything.
You want to talk gun control?
Yeah. That's how we started the show.
So what else we got? What do you got for us, Brett? Your turn.
There's a chance. I'm hearing this. Tim Howard came out and said that Lionel Messi is going to be coming to the MLS, and he's going to be the biggest, craziest thing to ever come to the MLS.
Don't care.
Don't care?
Don't care.
It's not exciting at all?
No. Because you know why? Because he's 30-something. He's done. He's not Lionel Messi anymore. He's still a great player. He's not the... If he was good enough, if he was still the best player in the world, which he's not the best player in the world anymore... He would He would not be in the MLS.
A certain age where you can't be anymore.
But when is the MLS going to get somebody who they're the best player in the world?
They're going to have to homegrown him, I guess. That doesn't work though. It's not possible. You write to the U.S. national team, and then they sign with whatever team overseas.
Listen, soccer, and I happen to be a fan of soccer, and I like soccer.
Yep.
But there is no reason why the U.S. soccer program, our generation, before our generation. I understand why we were bad. Nobody played soccer. My father set up, when he coached my first soccer team, he set him up like hockey.
You were bad.
Because he didn't know.
Yeah.
But like, everybody played. We all played soccer, whether you were a sports guy or anything. Yeah. We all played soccer, so that means there's a huge pool of people to pick from.
Yep.
We should have been better. We've never even made a semifinal in a World Cup. Our national team, Ryan McGorty, our good friend, is selling us that this is the year. Every 4 years,
right? Well, at least we're qualifying to play this year.
Qualifying, we're just qualifying.
How many years has it been since they played?
I mean, Italy doesn't qualify either.
Yeah. Oh, they're out.
But come on, you got to do something on the and our league is good. Our league will never be what it is over there. I get that. The European basketball leagues will never be the NBA, no matter how hard they try, no matter who they get.
The next World Cup is like U.S., Canada.
It's a U.S., Canada, Mexico.
You going?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
You're going, right?
I wanted to go in 94.
I would. That's fun. Like those crowds are fun.
Yeah, I
That's
went
gotta
to,
be
Have
like-
you ever been to like a big national soccer game?
No.
It's good. It's good. I went to it's not even a bit. I mean, I went to a Gold Cup game in New England at Gillette Stadium.
Okay.
U.S. Mexico, I want to say it, but I'm not positive.
How many touchdowns did Tom Brady throw?
I don't know. But it was a good game. It was good. We sat with Sam's Army, which is basically the 7 line for U.S. soccer, and it was a good time. And soccer's not people they don't give soccer a chance. Oh, they're diving all over, and the scores are so low. If you watch a soccer game, it's a good sport.
I feel the same way about soccer as I do, but I love to watch hockey. I love to watch soccer when it's exciting and everything's good. Like same thing. I don't have my team for either one, so it's a
hold
little.
on. Shh. Stephen A. Smith is talking.
Oh, I can see the look on his face over there. He's not happy. He's not happy.
I mean, soccer's a good sport. It's not going to be what it is. It's not going to catch on. It's caught on as much as it will here. Look, I mean, the New York team just won the championship, the MLS championship last year. They're the defending MLS champions. I haven't really had a conversation about it with anybody. Have you? No, you haven't. Could you name me one player?
I don't even want to talk about it now.
Can you name me one player?
I don't feel like. Can you name the team? Can you name the team?
Yeah, FCNY.
Well, that's good.
No, wait.
I was gonna say at least it's not the Red Bulls.
No, it's not the Red. I said the Red Bulls though with the show with McGordy. He got all bent out of shape on me about it.
Yeah,
it's not the Red Bulls.
Yeah, well, he failed us all by not even talking at all about soccer.
It's the Metro Stars.
Yeah, that's we got the LA Galaxy. That's who I know.
So
that's my team.
we got that. So the Mets, we got a weekend series here against the Phillies. They're gonna be Sunday Night Baseball. Just to go back and recap some stuff here. This is a big series, Brett. You can't. Tonight was a big game. God forbid they blew this 7-0 lead.
I just don't want to play the Phillies again. How many times are we going to play the Phillies?
I think it's 18.
Yeah, we can't play all 18 in the first 2 months.
Have they even played the Braves yet? Maybe one,
maybe
one series.
But
I'm
it
feeling
really
good
is,
about the Mets.
It's pretty much this whole season has just been Mets, Phillies, Yankees, Orioles. That's been our entire the entire
The Mets, I'll tell you what, there's not many more things exciting inning to inning than Mets Phillies.
No, it isn't.
They put out a good product.
It's funny because they talked about it. Gary, Keith, and Ron the whole time were like, it was 7-0 Mets, and they were like, this game is far remote. They're like, Philly is gonna come back, and it was like kind of a joke. But
I mean, listen, they put out a good product. The Yankees just I'm sick of the Yankees already, and I know we're gonna get in. I know it's gonna be a long summer. Yankees are gonna have a good team. They're gonna be right
the Yankees
there.
could crap on the mound, and they would have a Cy Young Award candidate show up out of thin air.
Makes me sick.
Yeah. The Mets have all the Cy Young candidates, put them on the mound, and they just go to the DL. Right to the DL.
Right to the IL. Right
yeah.
to the IL.
Oh, sorry, we gotta
get it right, Brad.
Yeah, sorry,
get it right. It's not the DL anymore.
No.
That's not proper.
No.
Disabled people don't like that. But NBA, you got the Warriors awaiting now. What we gonna have a game 7 Sunday,
the Dynasty.
8:30.
The Dynasty.
Sunday 8:30 in Miami.
Listen,
Celtics. Heat.
Listen. The Warriors, they won title 15, 17, 18. They're going to win their 4th title.
Dynasty, absolutely.
Fourth title.
Absolutely.
You know what's funny is they should have won in 16 and 19.
They've been in the top.
No, they should have won in 16 and 19.
They won
16, Draymond Green gets suspended over some technical with LeBron.
Yes.
Only reason they lose.
I remember that.
And then you have...
the only reason they lose. You're going to give it to them? You're giving them that title?
If you watched the previous games, you would agree with me. Well, you'll go look at that footage.
I
get
think
back.
you read
You just
that
go watch.
somewhere. I don't think you sat there and watched the games again. Do you remember that? Because I don't remember.
I was watching it on something where they were replaying and talking about it today. So yeah, I didn't go down to the library and get the microfiche out. No, I didn't. I did not ask my librarian for the microfiche from the game. But then you have in 2019, if Clay doesn't tear his ACL, do you think they win that series in Game 6? He was beyond bananas.
Yes, I do. But then
in that, like, I think there's, I really do.
And I think they win this year.
That would have been. You think about that. That would have been 5 out of 7 titles. All right, great. So they won 3 out of 6 titles.
They've been to the.
And now they're going to win this year.
Yeah,
and a good chance they win one or two of the next year.
Yeah, you've been saying that now
I'm
for
telling
3
you.
weeks. You've been giving them multiple championships.
I'm telling you, they're
They
going
are
2 of the next
getting
3
older.
years. 2 of the next 3 years, and I think that's their window.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just, like, you seem to be hanging the banners already. Now, I mean, listen, but basketball, that's something that happens in basketball.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics won 10 in a row back in the Russell days.
I'm telling you, these Celtics are going to be, this might be going on.
Yeah,
if the
Tatum's a
Celtics can
superstar.
win this game 7, and it goes into be a Celtics-Warriors series, we may see that matchup a couple times the next few years. Tatum's going to get better, and if they can keep a squad around him at 24 years old, I'm telling you, guys like him, Luka Doncic, 23. Luka Doncic, 23.
Yeah, oh yeah, look, yeah.
That's
yeah.
insane.
No, he's an actor. Yeah, I shouldn't say.
These guys, when I watch them all year, I don't know why, I look at them like, these guys are, they're beyond their age.
Now, over in the NHL, in the Western Conference, we got a very interesting Western Conference final. You got Colorado, and you got Edmonton, who upset.
Did you see that game?
I fell asleep last night. I was tired from work. I tried watching. I fell asleep at, I believe it was like 2-0. It went 4-4, and then it went in. There was like I said to you when I got here, I don't know the story. I know there was a goal that should have been allowed.
So, it was pretty much the Flames put in what they thought was going to be the go-ahead goal late in the third period, and it went off the guy's skate, but he was propelling towards the net. It wasn't him pushing his skate at the puck. It was, you're coming in hockey stopping towards the net, trying to make a play on it.
Was it overturned on replay, or was it call on the ice
Overturned
disallowed?
on replay.
Okay.
Almost positive.
Oh, they get that. I mean, that's like a.
I'm going to commit to that.
That's like a goalie. That's like a soccer scene up there. I mean, that's the battle of Alberta.
And you have to realize they all at this point think, "Oh my God, we're moving on to another game at least in the crowd. We got a good shot."
And then in overtime,
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid's put the team on his back. He's put the whole country of Canada now. He's got on his back.
Half of Alberta.
Half of it now. Yeah,
half of Alberta.
But I mean, at this point now, the Edmonton. They haven't done anything really since the Gretzky, Messier, Yari Curry, Grand Fuhrer teams. And
is that like the Stanley Cup for them? Like the Alberta? I mean, I understand they want to go win the Stanley Cup, but
they want to win the Stanley Cup.
I'm talking, but like that. It's you look for us. It's like is it like Mets Yankees?
Yes.
It's like Mets Yankees for the
Oilers.
Alberta. Yeah,
it's a Mets Yankees.
They're both in Alberta, and you have Edmonton,
a long time
and Calgary.
It's been a long time since the Cup has been in Canada.
Yeah.
Montreal.
A lot of weight on McDavid's shoulders. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, but he's just starting. He's going to be a great. He's already a great.
If you
player.
want to be great, you got to be great early too. The guys, let me tell you, really want to be great. You go in early and you win. And those guys who have been great, it doesn't mean you have to win the cup. It means you got to get there and like I'm telling you, look at even like the LeBrons. It's their early years where they got close, and then
he's close.
He is close. No, definitely.
It's not going to be easy. Colorado is a goal scoring machine.
Such a classic goal too. He was like on one knee after with the fist pump.
Yeah,
sliding in.
Listen,
like
he's writing a storybook. His
it
whole
really was.
The whole career,
the
whole year has been a storybook. He's bringing Edmonton back to Canada, this and that, and then in the East we got Tampa Bay sitting there waiting after a sweep.
Yeah,
you got the Rangers and the Hartford Whalers. Game 6 tomorrow.
Hartford Whalers.
So
remember our buddy?
Yeah.
Who's the big Hartford Whalers?
Danny Clark.
Where do you think he is? Never heard from him since.
Dan Clark was a big Hartford Whalers fan.
Huge.
Yeah, it was
heartbroken when they moved.
Wherever you're at, Danny Clark.
Gotta look him up.
Yeah, you know what? I've tried that. I've looked at like Facebook.
He's wearing a Hartford Whalers jersey.
Someone out there listening knows where Dan Clark
definitely has a Whalers jersey on right now.
A hat.
The hat. He
had the hat.
Probably the same hat.
So, Ranger fans, listen. Let's get this thing back and play a solid road game. Don't put it all on Shesterkin. And listen, good things can happen. And I know all the Ranger fans are down and out, but this happened 28 years ago today. It was the best
off for the Devils, plays across ice into the far corner. Matteau swoops in to intercept. Matteau behind the net, swings it in front. He scores! Matteau! 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 Stefan Matteau! And the Rangers have one more hill to climb.
So 28
No,
years ago today,
you'll have something
Matteau.
new.
That pretty much does it for us tonight. We want to say thank you to everybody for listening. We want to say go to the Locked Up Sports team store. Find us on TikTok at Locked Up Sports. You can find us on Facebook group, Locked Up Sports Podcast, Twitter, at Locked Up Sports. We will talk to you next Friday. Let's go Rangers. See ya.